20 minutes now before 10 o'clock. Thanks for being where you are with me, John Gambling, here at News Talk Radio 710 WOR. Going to shed some light on a story here. That's a bad pun, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to talk about light bulbs. As you know, as of the 1st of January, the 100-watt incandescent light bulb is gone, and you've got to pick up CFLs, or little curly Q lights, or some variation on that particular theme, maybe an LED. Larry Birnbaum is on my telephone. He is the owner of the light bulb store in South Hackensack. You go, yeah, so. Hi, Larry. Good morning.
Good morning, John. Thank you for having me.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, tell me, I understand that you have come up with something you call the Newcandescent bulb. What is that?
Actually, it's newcandescent.com. But, yes, it's actually what had happened, what you said, was when they wrote the energy laws, back in the Bush days, there were three categories of incandescent light bulbs. One was the general service, which is the one that they banned, and that's the one that you would buy in a hardware store or a big box retailer or convenience store or drugstore. Those were called general service light bulbs. The second category was the rough service light bulbs, which generally they used in automotive or in hard-to-get places, and those or, for instance, a subway train. If you put a general service light bulb in a subway train,
yeah, it vibrates. It vibrates and breaks, right?
Right. It'll last about 2 stops. You know.
Okay.
A rough service light bulb, that one was made to last. And what the government did was they left actually it was the DOE, the Department of Energy. They left a category open which was called rough service. They put some guidelines in that the lamp had to be redesigned as of January the 1st, which passed, with new guidelines and new specifications. And now they require approval, which I got. And we're making a full line of the rough service lamps. Basically what they are is the same exact thing as the general service, but hardier. They'll last 10,000 hours.
And how about the cost? How does that compare with the old-fashioned one that we're familiar with?
The old-fashioned one probably sold for about 60 cents.
Yeah, and what's yours?
And it got 750 hours. And mine is $2.88 retail, and you get 10,000 hours out of it. Other than that, the color will be exactly the same. The operation is the same. You can dim them. There's no mercury. You don't have to worry about disposing them.
What's the lifespan?
10,000 hours.
10,000 hours. My goodness gracious! Now, how does your light, the rough 100 watter, how does that compare on an energy usage basis to a CFL?
Well, with the CFLs, they have a number of inherent problems. One of them is that they contain mercury, toxic, chemicals, and in the electronics, they need to be disposed of properly, otherwise they end up in the landfill. Plus, the CFLs have been doubled in price because of the rare phosphor shortage. I don't know.
Oh, is that what it is? Because I bought one the other day, and I thought I bought like the equivalent of a 60 watt or whatever that is in CFL world, and I was surprised that it was like $8 or $9.
Yeah, what had happened was, the white coating inside the fluorescent light bulb,
right?
That's called rare phosphors. And what had happened, rare phosphors are available all over the world. Every country has them. However, what the Chinese did, they cornered the market. They sold the rare phosphors so inexpensively that they put all the mines in all the countries in the world out of business. And then once they're all out of business, they raised the price 3,000%.
Well, you know what? We've heard that story before.
Now, Newcandescent is made in the U.S. right here.
It's my understanding, and you will know absolutely. I heard that the 100 watt incandescent light bulb, the standard general use, is no longer made in the United States. All the plants have been switched over or changed. Is that true?
That's 100% true, yes. And China was the main source for them. However, they themselves have made an edict to stop in October to manufacturing incandescent light bulbs themselves.
Where did you find plants to build your bulb?
Well, I made an arrangement with a fellow who I've been friendly with for many years when the big companies, the major companies, decided to get out of the business. They sold their equipment, and this gentleman bought the equipment, and when I researched those people, and we made an alliance with them to make our lamps exclusively for us.
Interesting. Do you make other bulbs?
We make a full line of incandescents from apples to zebras in all sizes from 15 watt all the way up to 750 watt. And we're going to start making halogens, which are going to be banned in July. I don't know if you're aware of that. But
no. Why are halogens going away?
The halogen light bulb is actually going to be changed. The one that we presently know, for instance, the PARs that you know, are going to become what they call HIRs and this has to do with the energy laws that we're talking. What HIR means is halogen infrared. Now, the ones that you have now, what's going to happen because of this technology change, and I'll explain that to you in one moment, is that the price of the halogen light bulb is going to triple, just about. So if you're paying $5 now in a retail store, you're going to pay somewhere between $12 and $15.
Because they don't want you to buy it.
Well, what they do, the technology, the HIR technology, basically they put a shroud around the burner, and what that does is it reburns the loose lumens that get lost in the burner, making it efficient. However, the cost of the technology to do it is so expensive that it's going to raise the price.
What do they want to do, Larry? What do they want to do? Put us in the dark here? I mean, is that the goal? I mean, to make sure all the lights go off completely?
You know, we it's funny because the reason Edison, perfected, he did not invent the light bulb.
Yeah, right in your backyard over there.
Right, that's right. He perfected it. He knew that, the reason he did it was because there was too many people getting killed from gas explosions. Before that
sure,
they had gas lamps,
right.
and you would come into the house, they didn't have an odor in the gas, you'd light a match, and kaboom, you had a parking lot.
Which you could then light with big
candles. They're inexpensive, but that's really
that doesn't do a good job. Hey, Larry, this is a fascinating story, and I think it's one of those stories that says a lot more when you start to think about it than the actual story itself. But I think we are seeing policy here that really hits home right in the pocketbook. And would you say we're getting to a better place or a worse place?
Well, compact fluorescents, and I'll go through the other technologies. Compact fluorescents have a lot of problems, like we discussed. They don't go on instantly. They have toxic problems. You can't dim them unless you go to a $15, $20 light bulb. They do make dimmable compact fluorescents. However, they're very expensive. The LED seems to be what I would call the long-term solution when they finally get the pricing down. Right now, it's all to buy an LED light bulb, you're in the $40 range, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. Now, right. my question to you is: do you think the policy is the right one?
I think they should let people choose whatever they choose to use.
Thank you very much.
I don't think anybody should tell anybody what to use. The thing about the incandescent light bulb is that we are somewhat, and I use this loosely, addicted to the color. We grew up with it.
Right, sort of the yellowish color.
That's what they call it, 2250 Kelvin. It's very pleasant. It's that soft, warm glow that makes us feel well. And when you don't get exactly that, that's why the compact fluorescent irritates and bothers a lot of people.
It looks like, to steal a line from somebody that I heard, it looks like the stairwell at at some school. It's just Larry, I got to leave it there for time, my friend. But interestingly enough, if somebody wants your light bulbs, they just go to newcandescent.com.
That's correct. And one other thing, John, before I leave you. My grandfather knew Edison, and I have a lamp that Edison gave my grandfather, which still operates. And this is back now to 1914.
Aren't you scared to death to light it up? I mean, that you might wreck it?
No, not at all. I had it lit up for the New York Post when they came in, and I would be more than glad to come down and light it up for you.
Well, Larry, I think it's fascinating that your grandfather knew Thomas Edison and that you are actually in the backyard doing exactly the same thing. I think it's a wonderful story, making light bulbs. I think we should make your middle name Larry G.E. Birnbaum. Just stamp those light bulbs with your name on them.
How about Larry Lights?
Larry Lights. There you go, Larry. Thank you, Larry. Good luck to you.
Thank you for having me.
You bet.
Thank you, John.
Larry Birnbaum, Light Bulb Store, South Hackensack, New Jersey. That is a good story.